Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into Jay Shetty's incredible book, Think Like a Monk. We're going to pull out some ancient wisdom that can help you, right now, train your mind for a little more peace and a lot more purpose. So if you've ever felt like your own mind is kind of working against you, well, you're in the right place. You know that feeling, right? That internal chaos of worries and what-ifs. It can seriously feel like we're just passengers on this runaway train inside our own heads. But what if I told you there's a way to actually get into the driver's seat and take back the controls? So, Jay Shetty kicks things off with this brilliant distinction, the monkey mind versus the monk mind. The monkey mind, that's our default setting. It's reactive, it's distracted, and it's always chasing the next shiny object. But the monk mind, that's disciplined, it's patient, and it's looking for real meaning. The whole goal here is simple. Spend less time with the monkey and way more time with the monk. Okay, so how in the world do we make that shift? Well, it all starts with understanding where this idea even comes from. And believe me, the journey begins in a very, very unexpected place. Get this. The author, Jay Shetty, he's an 18-year-old business student. He's used to hearing from CEOs and celebrities. But one day, he decides to go hear a monk speak. This guy, Garanga Das, had traded a prestigious education for a life of service. He wasn't chasing money or fame, he was chasing meaning. And for Shetty, that one talk, it changed absolutely everything. The very first stage of adopting this monk mindset is all about letting go. Think about it. Before you can build anything new, you got to clear the ground first. And that means figuring out what your real values are, not just the ones you think you're supposed to have. And this quote from sociologist Charles Horton Cooley just nails the problem perfectly. Our sense of self is often this weird, distorted reflection. It's built on how we think other people see us. And let's be honest, that is a super shaky foundation to build a meaningful life on. To build on that, Shetty uses this powerful metaphor. Our true self is like a clean mirror. But over time, it gets covered in the dust of all these external influences. The opinions and expectations from family, friends, social media, you name it. We literally can't see our own reflection until we wipe all that dust away. So, how do we clean it? It's time for a brutally honest audit of our own lives. For just a minute, forget what you say your values are. Look at where your time and your money actually go. Because your actions, they tell the real story of what you value. And that's how you begin to see your true reflection again. All right, so after you start filtering out all that external noise, it's time to face something that might be even more challenging, our own internal negativity. Now, this isn't just some feel-good self-help idea. Negativity is, and I mean this, literally contagious. Our brains are hardwired for social conformity. So if we're surrounded by gossip, complaining, and criticism all day, it's only natural that we start to think that way ourselves. The classic Ash experiment shows just how crazy powerful this is. In this study, people were asked a really simple question about matching the length of lines. But when actors in the room all started giving the wrong answer on purpose, an incredible 75% of people conformed to the group's incorrect choice at least once, going directly against what their own eyes were telling them. So that begs the question, how do we break this cycle? Well, monks use this super practical technique to reverse these negative tendencies, and it's something you can start using the second this is over. It's a simple but incredibly powerful 3-step process for, mental self-correction. It's all about becoming aware of our negative programming and then consciously choosing to rewrite it right there in the moment. Here's how it works. First, you spot the negative thought as it pops up, that little flash of envy or judgment or self-criticism. Then you stop. Don't just react. Take a breath and ask yourself, okay, where's this coming from? And finally, you swap it. You swap it for a more conscious, more constructive thought or action. So once you've started clearing away the weeds of negativity and all those external expectations, you create space to intentionally plant something new. And this brings us to the second stage, to grow into a life of real purpose. Monks have a word for this purpose, dharma. And listen, it is not some abstract, mystical calling you have to go find on a mountaintop. No, it's way more practical. It's where what you're good at, your varna, intersects with how you can use that skill to help other people, your seva. Your dharma lives in that beautiful, sweet spot where your passion, your expertise, and what the world finds useful all overlap. When you find that intersection, work stops feeling like a chore and it starts feeling like your purpose. A really great tool for this is the quadrants of potential. It helps you map out your activities. I mean, think about it. Are you spending most of your time doing things you're good at but don't really enjoy? Or maybe things you love but, aren't that skilled at yet? The goal is to consciously shift more and more of your energy toward that top right quadrant where high skill meets high passion. And hey, this doesn't mean you have to quit your job and start from scratch. It's about something called job crafting, finding small ways to re-engineer your current role to better fit your dharma. Maybe you're an accountant who loves mentoring, so you offer to train new hires. Or you're a corporate assistant who loves to bake, so you start a Baking Mondays club at work. It's all about finding and creating these little pockets of passion right where you are. Okay, we've covered letting go, we've covered finding our purpose, but with all these powerful ideas, what is the single most fundamental first step you can take to actually start thinking like a monk? Shetty tells this amazing story about asking a 10-year-old monk what he learned on his very first day of monk school. He was expecting some big answer, about ancient texts or deep philosophy. Instead, the young boy's answer was so simple and yet so profound. Your breath. Why? Because it's the one and only thing that is with you for your entire life. Your job, your friends, your family, your home, all of it can and will change. But your breath is your constant companion. It is the physical anchor you can always, always return to when your mind starts to drift or spiral out of control. So let's just end with that thought. In the middle of a totally chaotic day, when that monkey mind is screaming for attention, what could change if you just paused and focused on that anchor? What could happen if you simply became aware of your own breath?